Hello once again, everybody. This is CJ here, your local friendly technology addict, and you're watching the Tech Addict's Attic. I know it's been a while, long time no see, everybody. Mainly, I just haven't been doing anything electronical, other than listening to the SDR, and I've already done the video on that unboxing. There's really not much to it. Everybody's heard an SDR. Go to websdr.org if you haven't, and play around with those there. I highly recommend them. They're fun little pastimes when you get bored. But I haven't had any, major project-y things going on, and at least not as far as electronics and technology go. So I haven't really had a reason to do a video. Well, I decided to purchase. I forget how much I spent for it, something like $5. I'll put a link down in the comments or the description. But this is, well, you know what? I'll let you be surprised. Now, I'm using an external microphone, and if I bring it even this far away from my mouth, the audio level drops right through the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and set the microphone to the side. You're probably not going to hear me, but let's see what I got here. Okay, so I honestly was expecting a little bit more along the lines of instructions. Nothing there, and you saw when I opened the bag up, there was nothing else in that bag. Okay, so what this is a little like $5 or so shipped direct from China. Hold that thought, let me ground myself here. There we go. Direct from China, shipped to my door. It took about 10 days, give or take. Yeah, it's a kit, obviously, for a device that will measure inductance, capacitance, and resistance. And I looked at a few of them, and I just wanted something cheap. I don't need it to be, high dollar exact or anything. But I did want it to be inexpensive and just precise enough that I can determine if a coil of wire that I make has the inductance that I need for a project that I'm working on. I so frequently need to know inductances, and I so frequently do not have an inductance meter, so I cannot measure the coils that I've got, the inductors that I've got. I can't measure them, and I cannot apparently calculate them, because when I make an air coil, air core inductor, it doesn't ever seem to really have the effect that I expect it to have. For instance, I made a filter for my SDR that kind of worked, and I made them exacting to specification according to what I saw on online calculators, but they just didn't have the expected outcome. The filtration wasn't anywhere near what I was expecting based on the descriptions given. So I've decided that I need to be able to measure inductors so I can verify that I do in fact have what I calculate myself to have had. This is kind of, I've never held one of these in my hands before. This is a 2-line LCD display, and it feels like it's solid glass, and it looks like it's solid glass. It's got some heft. I like that. And it seems to be well packaged enough. I don't see it being damaged. Not that I could tell. I won't know until I get it turned on. Anyway, so the circuit board is marked diode 4, diode 1, diode 2, diode 5, 1N4007 on these two. So I assume it's 1N4007 all the way down. CXLX. Okay, so this is capacitor, inductor, and I assume resistor test pins. CXLX, or maybe these, and FX over here. So let me, here we go, this will work. So I don't know what, unless it's capacitor and inductor, LX. Okay, here's the FX for this one here. Then same thing there. So I'm assuming these S2, S3, S1, these are switches. So I'm assuming these are where the little push buttons go, right? And they'll probably fit something akin to this. And everything appears to be well marked. Inductor 1 is a 100 microhenry. Well, okay. I hope that this is labeled as to which one is a 100. Nope, it's not. Great. So I purchased the thing so that I can measure inductors, and I've got to have something that measures an inductor so I know which inductor to use. Great. All right. Well, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe all of the inductors are 100 microhenry. What do you know? There's only one inductor. How about that? Okay. So that's clearly a 100 microhenry that goes there. But you see, you really don't need the directions, I don't think. We'll find out. We'll find out. But that's a 2K resistor goes there, 470 microfarad. Capacitor goes here. 1K resistor, a 10K resistor, 10K resistor, and of course the resistors are marked with their color codes. It looks like everything on the board is silk screened as to what goes there. So I think we're okay with that. I'm a little, I guess you're supposed to break that off. Well, obviously you're supposed to break that off. So yeah, I think this is good. I don't think we need instructions for this. We'll find out. Of course, before I build it, I will look online and see if there are instructions, but I want to do an inventory of all of these parts as well. This is clearly the cap for one of the switches. Ooh, a crystal. I wonder what frequency it is. 12.000. So this is 12 megahertz, I think. Could be 12 kilohertz for all I know. We have, that's a 7805. So that's a linear voltage regulator. Very common linear voltage regulator. Pin header. Looks like a 2x5. Got a switch. And by the way, this switch is a push button on, push button off, or A, B, or whatever. Both of those are. All three of these are. Looks like they are all. Yep. 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 identical switches. Push on and it holds it, push off and it holds it, with 6 caps. There's a diode 1N4007. I've got those in my junk drawer. I mean, honestly, I probably have all of these components in my junk drawer in one place or another, but knowing that they're all together, in one kit. Me dropping them like that's not going to help them any. I probably should just go ahead and put all these down. Power jack. I did ask when I put in my order, I asked if they could inform me whether there's a case available, a project enclosure available for this kit, and I have no indication of a response from the seller. So naturally I'm going to be leaving a nice little review once I get the product built and I get everything together and see if it works and all that. I don't want to leave a review before I see if it even works. LM393. I don't think I've ever had one of these. I don't know what it is either. Now this here, this is A103J. I do not know if this is an integrated circuit or if it is a string of resistors. A09-103, and looking at here, there is a square on the left, which I will believe lines up with the dot, which marks pin 1. So that is apparently where that goes. And this is apparently an ATmega, ATmega, according to the AT89S52. This one's actually an 89C52. I'm sure they're compatible. But combined with that little socket there should be plenty of room for that, whatever this is, A09103, underneath it. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't think that I'm going to need instructions, honestly, because everything, like I say, everything's pretty straightforward. It's already labeled on the printed circuit board. I believe this is this a tantalum cap? I don't know. It's marked 105. I know it's a capacitor. I think that's tantalum. This one's 102. I could be wrong. Those could just be simple ceramics, but the ceramics yeah, see, this is the ceramic I'm used to, the kind of skin tag looking, although I guess those look like skin tags too. 4 transistors, we got 3 diodes. Like I said, I want to do an inventory on all of these parts, but I'm not going to bore you lot with all that. I appear to be missing a diode. Nope, here it is. Come on, you little. Alright, so I want to see. These clearly are the CXs, right? And I'm putting it on backward. It's got to go this way. And then, yeah, I think this will go together rather easily because there's 7805 there. R16. Do I have a 3-pin resistor? I do. That's R16. Yeah, guys, I really don't think we need directions. I think this is pretty straightforward. So we'll figure it out. And I'm going to do a review of it after I get it put together. We'll see, you know, how well it does, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned for the next video. Like I said, I don't want to bore you all with my inventorying and all this stuff, but this is how it comes shipped, and if you think that you need directions, then maybe you do. I don't want to be insulting, but if you do need directions when they are pretty clearly labeled, you know, I thought I would need directions, but honestly I don't. And yeah, you're going to run, maybe not, you're not going to run with an extra, because that one's actually going to go there. Yeah, they may have given us exactly what we needed. I don't know. I've read reviews on a lot of the other kits. I want to get a QRP kit, And I don't know if I want to get a 49er or a micro, what do they call it, a micromite? Or there's the 49er, there's the Pixie, S-Pixie, Frog Sounds, and there's one other one. And I'm kind of eyeballing them all. I want to decide which one I want to make. But before I do that, I'm going to try to build one from a schematic. Not one of the ones that are sold as kits, but rather find a schematic online and just build a simple transceiver. But in order to do that, I need to be able to measure inductors, which is why I bought this, is so that I will have something with which to measure things like this. So here I am holding it way up here when the lens is up here. Anyway, stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to go ahead and start putting this thing together and see what I come up with. 73s, this is CJ signing off.